Perspective never reveals itself so long as you continue on the same path you're on. It takes a little chaos, some spontaneity, and the strength of will to push through the resistance blocking you from a life of substance. It looks easy from a distance, but often it's the most difficult direction one can choose. This is why so few follow it. We long for the life we dream of, but take few steps toward it, and as life slides by in complacency, we few have chosen to cut against the grain and follow the call within. If you missed it last time, we officially started our trek down the Oregon Trail, helped this sketchy dude get his truck back on the road, got everyone through the slip, some with more effort than others, saw our last gas station for a few hundred miles, and ended day one up alongside 15 Mile Creek. It was hard to remember a time when this expedition hadn't filled my mind. At some point I realized that maybe this passion I had crossed over some invisible threshold and was now more of a way of life. Some of us believe in fate, some of us in a higher power, others the resolution of your own effort, but no matter what the reason, if you never ask the question, you'll always know the answer. If you never take the risk, you can only expect to stay where you've been, and the only way to truly fail is to never try in the first place. So although we all have different reasons for embarking on such a quest, for me it was to answer a simple question. Can we still find the sense of adventure our forefathers had, that time, obligation, and culture has withered away?
Jason weighs 7,200. Jay weighs 7,200.
Big boy.
He's a fat bastard. He
Big
is.
boy.
He's a fat bastard.
Big boy.
He's big. He's round. He's large. He's tall. He's like Shaquille O'Neal. I feel like a fat boy after church. I weigh 5,900 pounds. My Ranger does.
That would mean he didn't win. My bad. I misread that. Steve has won this one as well for 57.33.
Hey Milky, I'm talking to Kayla on the phone right now, and Gina called her to get a hold of you. She said you need to call your grandma to say goodbye. That's the message from your sister, and no, this is not a joke.
Get you a phone. Do you have service? Yeah, we've got service here. You can use my phone if you want. I got 1 bar, 2 bars.
Alright.
You want to use it right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
See that? Hi, Grandma. This is Steve. Yeah. I'm in Eastern Oregon, and just wanted to call and say hello. That's good. I'm glad all the family's there, and I wish I could be there with you too. But I'm there in spirit, and I just wanted to at least hear your voice. Oh, thank you so much. You're an amazing woman. Yeah, got a lot of love in your life. Yeah, you're ready though. I'm glad you got many people that care for you. Raised some beautiful children and some beautiful grandchildren. Okay, yeah, I understand. Me too. I'm glad I got to hear your voice, Grandma. And I love you. Okay. Oh, you're welcome. Bye, Grandma. Love you. So, my grandma's not doing too well. We've been on the trail 2 days. She's kind of been having heart problems for a while. So we just got a phone call from Kobe's wife, Kayla, and it was relaying a message from my sister, Gina, saying, hey, you need to call your grandma to say goodbye. And so That's not good. She's kind of like the matriarch of our family, and she's been the kind of rock that's held us all together. And everybody looks up to her. She's an amazing woman, so it's a sad day, but she's got a lot of love in her life, like I said, so she's going to a better place.
Life is short, and it only gets shorter as time goes on. It's been said it's better to fill your life with experiences, not things. So when you reflect back, you'll have stories to tell, not things to show. Our team took a chance and decided to chase a dream so that someday when we look back at the life we lived, the experiences we decided to embrace will be the tales we impart and the legacy we leave behind. 1950, the Sherman County Historical Society put up this marker, and it was just kind of documenting that the John Day River right behind us here was one of the main fords that they would take to get to the Barlow route. It started up here, and then you saw us cross it down in the Mount Hood area. In 1866, there's a bridge built there by Daniel G. Leonard. We're gonna go down there and see what it looks like, and hopefully we're not too deep to cross it.
Is this totally misspelled, or am I an idiot?
Okay, I don't want to be critical.
We don't do no book learning around here.
But I believe Sherman there's an E in it, and Histical. Histical. Society. Interesting.
Made it to the John Day River. To our a little bit of disappointment, it's actually lower than last year, and we came later in the year. It's cool to think about what the pioneers had to do when they used to, if they wanted to float the river, they had to take their wagon wheels off and float down, and that turned out to be pretty perilous at times. So it's cool to be here. This is my favorite spot from last year for sure. Woo!
River crossing done.
Yeah. That was fun. I like river crossings for some. I like water in general, so yeah, that was cool. It's cool to do this for the second time.
We'd crossed the threshold between the lush rainforests of the Pacific Northwest and the high desert of eastern Oregon, filled with rolling golden hills and the aroma of sage in the air. We arrived at a place we'd come to call Moondust Valley. The name pretty much sums it up, but the trail was a steep mountain hill, followed by a basin filled with nothing but dry grass, locusts, and dust with the consistency of cooking flour.
So we officially just went through our first gate. The rule of thumb that we do, if a gate is unlocked and it doesn't say private property, we forge through and we shut the gates behind us that were shut, and we leave the ones open that were open. So we're getting into the kind of desert area right now. Anyway, nice day, just lots of dust. OTO out.
We'd been here before, so we had a pretty good idea of what lied ahead, but as we were about to discover, the dust was to be the least of our concerns this time around. We traveled up the hill and rested on the crest of what seemed to be the highest peak in sight. The descent was slow, and I think everyone was a little apprehensive of dropping into a valley that had a way of making you feel like you were the last expedition on Earth. It doesn't just feel remote, but there's times when the trail seems to disappear ahead of you, and the tall grass makes obstacles hiding below the surface almost impossible to see. It was supposed to be a simple game of follow the leader through an area not unfamiliar to much of our team. But given enough time traveling through rough terrain, and you're bound to find yourself in more than one situation that tests your resolve and ingenuity.
hit a big ass rock and the tire looks like it's cocked and there's a big ass bubble on the tire.
I feel funny saying this in light of the pioneers that forged the path ahead of us, but from before our team was first developed, it seemed we'd worked for every inch of this expedition, and the road ahead bore the same resemblance. 75% of this trip happened long before we ever started down the dirt road towards independence, and it's taken more than a few good people to make this happen. But like always, step by step, together we pool our resources and find our way toward the next mile up the hill. Sometimes it's not about what you thought it was, or where you thought you might end up. Sometimes it's about more than that. We all left for this journey with our own expectation of how things would be. What we hadn't yet realized is for Oregon Trail Off-Road, our story is not about the pursuit of the destination, but about the struggle and the brotherhood we found along the way.
Day 3.
We should get
You should roll it.
what?
Icon?
Well, day 3.
What? Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't have to be on. Day 3, and for the third time, and we just left John Day.
Cattle guard! Woo! Burns, you didn't lift your feet up.
I know.
Short south done. Oh, from the other side. There we go.
That's how you cut split wood. Sexy way.
You taught lumbersexuals everything they know?
Yes, I started the lumbersexual movement. You can see they took it in a new direction. I don't have the beard going.